Libra, how y'all doing? Welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your reading for mid-January. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy. What you may not see coming. No, don't want me to do light seers. We're going to do this May Hurt Tarot. We're also going to take a look at getting some advice too from Spirit, as well as some oracle messages, some from the universe. And we're also going to get some collective Libra soul guidance. Let's see what's happening for y'all for the rest of the month of January. We got the card in this deck at the bottom. And I don't know if you all have had this particular card before. You may have. But this is a very unique card. You'll never find it in any other deck in tarot. I'm trying to get to where you will focus on her. All right, I think you can see her. It's just my eyes are blurry anyway. She is wrestling with a wolf. This is the wolf inside, right? Our battle with ego. The things we're trying to tame within ourselves as you move on from something, okay? You could be moving on from you even being at war with yourself. You could have been spiked, triggered to respond from ego. Interesting that came up. You're recognizing the things that you don't like inside, right? Maybe you have someone who's mirroring to you some things that you're learning from. Last shuffle. But please be gentle with yourself if that's the case. We're all works in progress. No one's perfect. Those triggers are there to help you learn and grow, right? Respond differently the next time. We get a lot of practice, don't we? All right. We're going to look at the current energies coming into this reading, crossing, recent past, near future, opportunity and challenge for the next 2 weeks, the overall general energy, and what you may not see coming. I love this spread. I created it for the monthly and mid-monthly. All right. Yeah, you're stressed coming into this reading. All right. A lot of the Libra collective is feeling some mental stress. It's real. I felt it. I've been waiting to do this reading all morning, and I did come into some content, the first part of whenever I'm ready to take in ingest content, which you are doing now watching this. I, as a reader, pay very close attention to what Spirit sends my way before I read. And something came up that I think will be very helpful. I'm going to share that with you soon, but not right now. Crossing energy. Yes, it's about your stability. You're stressing about either where you live, do I need to move? Or it could be about long-term connection. Something is undermining something that you created in your life that you consider stable, whether it's I need maybe to move on from this job, whatever you perceive as stable in your life. You're going through some mental stress around that. And the challenge is you being a boss, right? Being the Queen of Swords, really? Practicing wise judgment, okay? Practicalities, right? Of, yeah, the practicalities of it all, right? And maybe that requires you to pull back from your emotional state and really think about things, okay? Yeah, you're trying to let go of some we'll call them icky emotions. Emotions that you know aren't going to serve you as you go up this path. And I know we had this card before because I started talking about hiking. So you're still hiking up this mountain if you didn't see the last weekly. And you know what? You might be stressing about where you're going or what you're leaving, okay? One or the other or both. 5 of Swords. Feeling guarded, right? Feeling guarded. You got your swords out. You're ready for anyone to come towards you. Got my sword out. And that could be a mental edginess that you're carrying. Your opportunity, though, is to take a look at your mental edginess. 7 of Swords. Wow. Libra. You get a lot going on in the head space, okay? I mean, all swords, primarily. 1 wand and 1 cup so far. 7 of Swords in the near future. It's like you're having some fears come up, okay? Or you don't trust somebody in your life. Overall general energy, but you're really happy with your craft, your work. I read for the particular deck that I pull, and so 9 of Cups traditionally is wish fulfillment. I'm feeling good about my life. In this particular deck, though, he is creating his pottery, and look at all that work he's done already. and how he just loves it. Okay, so a lot of you are trying to find contentment in your work life. Okay, and just being in the here and now. At least that's the guidance for the rest of the month. Be here now. Instead of this, ooh, it feels like a whirlpool, right? Of just, you can get caught up in that, and we all can get caught up in that. What you don't see coming. Yeah, you're clinging to something, or you're feeling emotionally withdrawn in a particular situation. We're going to clarify that in a moment. Let's get some help, all right? Messages from the universe. Before we go deeper into this reading, let's get some messages from the universe. What does the universe have to say about the rest of the month for you all? 2 shuffles here. Thank you for being patient with me. And thank you for sharing this space with me. And thank you, Spirit, for all of your continued guidance for the Libra Collective. Sorry, I failed to mention that. I don't always have it memorized, the spiel. I just felt all of these energies coming in that I just completely went with. So I apologize for not saying my typical spiel. All right. Woo! Okay, you're going to get 2, because that's what wanted to come out. This one's on the top. We're going to take the one on the top. Your life is about to start to move quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. Oh, you might be stressed because there's a lot of change. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. Underneath it, when going through tough times, it is important to remember that nothing up to this point has defeated you, Libra. You've overcome challenges before. Be kinder to yourself and be thankful for all that you already have. Yeah, interesting enough. I mean, I was talking about that coming into this reading, you know. Whew. Okay, let's move on to the collective Libra soul guidance. If all of us were in a room in our higher self state, right, in the non-physical, and we all were like, what would be the theme for the next 2 weeks? This is that theme. And we're all going to chime in, and we'll be like, yep, that's it. That's the energy. That's what we're all feeling right now for the next 2 weeks of January. And I apologize if you hear major noise. We had an unexpected snowstorm that we woke up to, and that is the snow plow. Bravery! Interesting. Bravery. You're being asked to make a tough decision. That's why you're so stressed. That you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable, Libra. But you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision. And you will feel so much lighter when you do. You know what? This is a double-edged sword for Libra, right? When we have to make a big decision, oh my God. On one hand, done. On the other hand, done. And it's just like, oh my goodness. It's because you see every side, every angle, and then you get crippled by multiple sides and angles. And I mentioned this to, I forgot what sign it was, but I actually did this a few days ago. You flip a quarter, right? You don't necessarily determine the outcome because of the quarter. You determine how you really feel, all right? So I often do that when I feel stuck. So you flip a quarter, and depending on what it says, you don't necessarily go with what it says. Some people do, and I'm just going to do it. That's how much you just surrender to it. But a lot of times when I'm trying to make a decision and not go with the exact quarter placement, heads or tails, I go with what it feels. I feel into it. So try that exercise. It's very helpful because at least you sit with it, and you're either going to feel relieved because it was option A or dreadful because it was option A. So, or B, depends on your situation. So you're really stepping up, and Spirit's saying you got to be brave. You've been putting off making a big decision. Okay. Let's get some clarity on what this decision entails. Ooh, 4 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Some of you, this has to do with your work life, and you know, that whole, all right, get up, go to work. And it's hitting you in a way that you're like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Others of you, it's about love, and you're like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So there's some major crossroads, I think, that are hitting the Libra collective right now for some reason. But it's almost as if for some of you, it's like, work is so cool, groovy, got it. But love is, ooh, And some of you, it's the opposite, where, you know, work is not cool and love is great. So let's see. Let's see. Let's clarify, Spirit. What's going on? This is going to be a challenging one, I think. But I'm going to write it out with you. I'm writing it out. I'm here with you. All right? You're not alone. You are safe. You are protected. Okay? All right. Temperance. Six of Cups. Six of Pentacles. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy, Libra. This is you being very, very happy. Inside self. I'm getting it. Some people will read Six of Cups as a connection. It's about soulmates. But in this deck, it really speaks to me on the inner child level. Right? That little girl, that little boy in you that loved to play. We all have an aspect of our childhood, no matter how rough it was or how traumatizing it may have been for some of you. You have memories of being totally at one, right? With spirit, with the present moment. Some of my best memories, I had a very young childhood for a few years in Hawaii. I have never been back since, but my first memories are of Hawaii. And I have the best memories of rope swinging, of swimming in the coral reef. And when I really want to revisit that wonder, like life is beautiful kind of vibe, because I'm stuck elsewhere, I take myself back to that place. So Spirit is saying, take yourself back to a place in your childhood that brought this sense of magic and wonder inside of you. And remember that, all right? Remember that lightness, because that's what this energy is saying. This is about being generous with self, remembering who you are deep down, right? And coming back into balance and saying, you know what? I'm going to have to say this now. So the first content I took in this morning was the Source Junkie. Some of you probably already follow her or them. I'm not sure who they are really behind the scenes, but it's an Instagram handle. And they had a Louise Hay post, and it was actually Louise Hay. And if, for those of you who don't know, she's the one who created Hay House. She's like the great godmother, right, of the spiritual movement way back when none of us knew how our emotions affected our bodies. She started to create a dictionary of every major illness and what the deep underlying emotional root of that. Brilliant. She says that whenever we're trying to sort through a problem, it's important to not get stuck on the solution of a problem, because sometimes it's not at hand, right? And you can just get all wrapped up in your mind trying to figure it out when all you got to do, right? She says, this is a good mantra. It's an affirmation, all right? And they didn't have it written down. I have it down. And you can pause this right now and you can write this down and you can repeat this. If it's an easy problem or a hard problem, repeat this, okay? All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. And out of this experience, only good will come, and I am safe. She further goes on to explain, we don't need to fix our problems so much. We need to fix our thinking and our attitude about how we respond to them. And when the solution comes, we say thank you, okay? So this is what I mean by this energy. It's like, all is well. Spirit is saying, Libra, all is well. You can get all caught up in your head about something. And you will. It's like part of you is dwelling in this energy. And there's another part of you that's like, hey, wait a minute. All is really well. And how many times we've been stuck inside of a problem and we're just churning, right, inside of that, when we can actually step outside of that and look at ourselves and kind of laugh and go, wow, I'm kind of churning, aren't I? That's when you start creating self-awareness. And I think that's why that was so relevant to this reading today, because I wasn't sure who it was for. If it was Libra or other signs, or it could just be the general energy most of us are fighting against in our lives the second half of January. A really good thing to say instead of getting caught up in the story and the problem itself, okay? I hope that helps. All right, but that's just a beautiful balanced energy. This is like, you know what? The generosity towards self, the ability to be in balance, the ability to know that you are safe, you are protected, all is well. And that's not spiritual bypassing. That's literally an attitude we can choose. It's a timeline we can choose. It's a higher timeline, right? We can get stuck in ego, right? And fear and worry and doubt. And then you can ask me, why do we have this dual nature anyway? Well, honey, it's part of being in a 3D reality, right? We get to choose free will. All right, so the Nine of Swords, we have the Emperor, the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So as you are really coming into this reading feeling a lot of mental stress, again, Spirit is saying, you got your sword drawn, right? You're feeling like a little bit backed into a corner. And when we get backed into a corner, we actually create a wall between the other and us. Whoever, whatever it is, whether it's your work environment, family, friend, lover, and there's an emotional distance, right? And then we're like, why can't they just change? When we don't realize it's our emotional wall doing it. So Spirit is saying, in order for you to get out of this mental anguish, not only do you need to remember, right, that child in you, that wonder and magic, right? Which we watched Mary Poppins recently, and I mentioned this in another reading. That's magic, right? They're losing their house. It was the newer one with Emily Blunt. And like, it's a horrible situation. And here's this magical witch who comes in, and she's just like, brings all of this wonder, right? And curiosity and just this higher vibe. She's magic. That vibe really can shift the energy, all right? Or you can live in this, I am going to be in charge, I am in control, I'm trying to stay safe, I'm putting up a boundary, you know, and this is a self thing. I'm not talking about against other people who deserve to have boundaries. This is the boundaries we put up inside of ourselves because our own mental whirlpool of thinking, right? When we're trying to make a major decision around our stability. Four of Wands. Why is the Four of Wands here? Six of Wands, the Magician and the Moon. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like what's crossing you is this beautiful, it's like hidden to you right now. That's why it's hard. You're like, I don't want to see it. I don't see it. Spirit is saying, you have a beautiful, beautiful, this is the whole thing it says. Be thankful for all that you already have. Okay? Spirit is reminding you, you are safe, you are protected. What is it that you already have that you can lean into? Whether it's you have a great circle of friends, you have a beautiful home that you love, that you feel at home in. You have a partner. Like there might be one thing that you're pushing up against that you're focusing on. But what about all the other things that do feel good, that do feel aligned with you, right? That do vibe with you? Because you have an opportunity here to know that deep down, you should be riding high and be proud of the things that you're creating in this world. It's like you're having some doubts around what you're creating for whatever reason, all right? It's like almost as though the more you shine, the more it ruffles people around you. And you're like, well, maybe I should dim my light a little bit to make them happy. And Spirit's saying, why would you do that? Why? When you have a right to shine? Interesting. Let's look at this recent past. What are you moving beyond emotionally? Ooh, Knight of Wands. You're like, I'm ready to go. Five of Wands. Nine of Swords. Libra. Whew, now that's some hard energy. You've been in you've been butting heads with somebody like full stop. Like we're talking like with the almost like it's been a nightmare. This feels like a nightmare that you're ready to let go of. Like it's almost as if you're saying the worst that could possibly happen, Jenna, happened. And now I don't know how to stabilize. I'm all a mess. I was fine. Look, I was fine over here. I was totally fine. And now I am far from fine. Okay. You're carrying an energy that was far from fine in the past. Okay. I'm telling you, a lot of you Libras have been through so much. You know this energy well. You know what it's like to butt heads with somebody in your life, be all mentally stressed about it, feel all the feelings around it, and just be, you know what I mean? Angry, pissed off, upset. But Spirit is also reminding you that you've conquered this before. You've forgiven, you've softened, right? You've yielded, you've learned, you've grown. Yeah, it's like you're down about it because you're like, why does this keep happening? And I'm telling you, honey, it's gonna continue to come. That's why Louise Hay is Louise Hay. It's how we handle it. I'm here to remind you, I'm going through the same shit. It's how we handle it. because adversity is going to keep coming. It's what we're living in we're living in a container of adversity, and we can be Mary Poppins or we can be doom and gloom. And sometimes you're going to feel like you're vacillating between the two spheres. And there is a happy medium where it's almost as if, I want to be Mary Poppins all the time, right? Don't we all? But sometimes when we go to the dark side of our natures, it's like you learn so much from that too. So be gentle with yourself, because you learn so much from getting stuck in that container, right? Yeah, but that container is real. It brings up a lot of sadness and loss. And a lot of you are feeling this way because you're like, why do we have to butt heads? Why? And I wish I could tell you, it's probably different for all of you. Usually it's because you're either dealing with an emotionally immature energy or someone who can't take responsibility, but they're mirroring things to you, right, that you probably don't like about yourself, right? None of us get this 100% of the time unless we're Buddha or Jesus Christ, okay? This is our journey, all right? It is our spiritual journey. I'm sorry. I'm really long-winded today. I just saw 2121. Look that up. That's going to mean something. All right. Let's go into your opportunity. Is like, you're guarded. You are guarded. Spirit is saying you can be guarded, right? It's like you're really protecting your heart. Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. You feel like something's at stake here. And whatever it is, it's very important to you. Okay? Very important to you. You could be feeling really defensive around a friend group. You're trying to balance out. You're trying to restabilize after really feeling attacked. Okay? And some of you, it is a friend group. Others of you, it's an interfering kind of energy in a partnership. But it's still, Spirit is saying, it's almost as though your nervous system has been dysregulated recently. And you're still kind of in that state more often than not. And Spirit is saying, soften, breathe, go back to your body, okay? Embodiment. This challenge is you get into your head too much. I mean, a Libra is as a Libra does. Yeah, it's because of lots at stake here. You have been slowly and surely moving toward ultimate bliss, okay? And as you move along, you can overthink things. Some of you, this has to do with a long-term commitment and being strong enough to work through the challenges, right? But I do see this beautiful energy over the Queen of Swords. It's a challenge, though. It's like a lot of it comes down to what you want and what you believe in. What do you want commitment to look like for you? What feels lighter? What feels heavier? I feel like you're asking all of these questions. And if it's not a long-term commitment, it's about your happiness. What it is that's going to empower you to make you feel more happy, right? Not to think too much about it, to feel your way through it, okay? To feel your way through to a place of empowerment. You're slowly but surely getting there, but it's a challenge. What's the Seven of Swords in the near future? Ooh, that one to pop out. You don't trust your long-term investments here. You don't. 2 Seven of Swords, Libra, with the 10 of Pentacles and Justice. You're like, something about this is totally unfair. So much fear is around whatever you've invested in long-term. It could be a job, right? It could be a partnership. It could be a family situation. 10 of Pentacles is it's like the longest term energy in the world, okay? Some people say it's legacy mindset. This could be fear around your ability to be abundant, okay? A lot of this is fears around your own abundance and your ability to create, okay? And Spirit is saying, if you really want to come into balance, you need to trust yourself, right? You need to have courage and bravery. That's the challenge. Bravery, right? We're going to repeat this. You're being asked to make a tough decision. You've been putting it off because of fear, but you have the strength and bravery to make this decision, okay? So whatever decision that you are grappling with that has to do with your happiness, all right? It's almost, you've been taking so much time to make a proper decision around your happiness that Now it's almost as though you're not trusting. There's so much fear coming up in the near future around your long-term investments. I'm curious. Let's get in. I'm just very curious because we have a double Seven of Swords here. Why is so much fear coming up around this long-term investment and you needing to, it's like there's something unfair. God, Six of Cups, Six of Wands. It's almost as though you're projecting your worst fears onto a connection or onto self when you should be celebrating. You should be feeling awesome. Six of Wands energy. Six of Cups. What is this fear about? What is this fear? Spirit, clarify the Seven of Swords. What is this fear all about? Tell me what this fear is. Two of Swords. Justice. The Eight of Wands. It's how it comes down to communication. There's some sort of blocked communication. You don't feel heard. And it's creating all these fears. You don't feel heard. You either don't feel heard by the universe and you feel stuck, right? And or you don't feel heard by someone who means a hell of a lot to you, with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. And you're like, this is so unfair. And Spirit is saying, there's so much communication going on. Where's that other Eight of Wands? Wasn't there another Eight of Wands? Or is there only one? No, this is the first time it's come up. Eight of Wands is an energy of communication, answers, right? It's as though it's this whole Louise Hay thing. If you want to stay blocked, right? It's almost as though the answers are already within you. But you're saying, no, they're not. No, they're not. You're weighing, it's like you're getting stuck in the middle of the scale. Look at that, Libra. You're getting stuck in the middle of the scale. You see that? They just pointed out the scale. It's like we can get crippled by being stuck between what we believe is right and wrong and what is fair in a situation. And I hear you saying this isn't fair. Some of you are dealing with a legal battle and there's a lot of fears coming up because your future long-term legacy is at stake. Others of you, this is really about you coming back into balance and getting out, like picking a side. Picking a side. It's the fear, right? It's the fear of indecision. When you have all of this new, I think it's creating all this new growth anyway. What you don't see is Spirit saying, you're growing through this massively, but it's almost like you're looking at your fears and straight in the eye. And you're like way up in your head about it. And you're like, if I can just think my way through this, I'll solve it. It's like a riddle that can't be solved through the mind. So what Spirit's saying, you're just going to block the energy that you can receive right from a softer place. And that's about leaning into your guides, leaning into Spirit. And if you can't get clear, I'm telling you, go into solitude. Take a day of silence. I used to do that when I was younger and I probably should do it again. Take a day of silence where you literally can just tell everybody in your life, I need to just be quiet for the day. I need to go within. And I need to hear what my own spirit says right now about this situation. And that may be what you don't see coming is that Four of Pentacles. I need to pull back so I can get clear. If we see the Ace of Swords, we'll see. The Three of Wands, the Star, and the Ace of Swords. Oh, I felt it. In order for you to get clear, you need to pause and you need to really go within, Libra. You need to access you, your belief system, what you want. What do you want? What do you want? This is about you finding clarity. What you don't see coming is that by pulling your energy back, right? Not from a place of mean-spiritedness, you just claim it, right? You say, I need to listen to the call of the universe because I am so freaking effing confused. I am all up in my head. I'm stressed out. This is also the pause so you can see the horizon, so you can get clarity, okay? You need to go to the divine with this. Whatever this is, they're telling you to surrender. Surrender to the divine, I'm telling you. Let's get some advice to wrap this up. And I'm sorry, this was a longer one. But you know what? You are my people. Yeah, you're dealing with a lot of wounds internally. Some of you, as single people, you're having a lot of triggers coming up around your own wounding and your own patterning. Other people, this is about a soul connection where you're like, I can't take any more hits. I cannot take any more hits. Jenna, get some advice. I feel like the Libra Nation's getting fed up. You're like, Spirit saying, sit your asses down and go within and be quiet, and you will get right again. This is the energy for the second half of January. And I'm laughing because we're all in it. I am here with you all. We are in this room, and some of us are throwing our own tantrums about it all. Oh, God. It's not easy to be a Libra. It isn't. It is not. It isn't. Ten of Wands. King of Wands. Temperance. Yeah. It's hard, but you're going to come back into balance. Spirit is saying, weather the storms, okay? Sometimes it's the darkest before the dawn. I say that a lot here. But whatever is hard, you're letting it go. You're going to feel all fiery and light and happy. But this is about you trying to find your way back into balance. And that's going to come from going within, all right? Take that silence. Even if it's like, y'all need to just go away. So tonight, I have silence, okay? In that pocket of silence, you can hear the voice of your soul. Right now, that's being silenced, okay? For whatever reason. Either you're silencing it because you're too busy, or you got too many people in your ear, okay? Literally or figuratively. So silence to go within, and out of that, you will have clarity, okay? I send you my love. Take care.